The Jeep Meridian has been in the news for a long time, and a lot of us have been waiting for this bigger version of the Compass. But now finally we have got our hands on the vehicle, and we have driven it on road, we've driven it off road in this beautiful location, and we will now tell you what are the pros and cons of the Jeep Meridian. But more importantly, is it good enough to take on the likes of the mighty Toyota Fortuner and carve out itself a space within that segment? Over the next few minutes, let's find out. Now, as far as design is concerned, well, the Meridian definitely looks the part. Unlike many other 5-seat to 7-seat conversions, this does not look just like a larger Compass, but it has its own character. You can see up front, it has a lot of similarities with the Grand Cherokee, and of course that gives it a very handsome look. Lots of chrome. For Indian buyers, I'm sure a lot of people will love it. And beyond that, if you look at the overall profile of the vehicle, it comes across as a muscular and a large SUV, which we Indians absolutely dig for. Even at the rear, if you look at the side, it's all proportionate and it comes across as a dynamic, but at the same time also a very sophisticated SUV. To give you a sense of its size, well, if you compare it to its arch rival Toyota Fortuner, it's slightly shorter in length, but in terms of wheelbase, it has a longer wheelbase than the Fortuner. Overall, I think the Meridian looks handsome, and it is definitely one of the better looking SUVs in this segment. Step inside the cabin of the Meridian, and unlike the exterior where it looks pretty different from the Compass, here you can find some similarities. When you look at the dashboard, the screen, well, there is a lot of similarity, but again, the finish, the color, that is what differentiates the Meridian. This, with the new color pattern, looks premium. Of course, the soft touch dashboard, the leather insert in the middle part, and the aluminum brush finish, again, all of this gives it a nice premium effect. The 10-inch U-Connect screen is a nice unit. It's got good visibility even under direct sunlight, and it has got good touch response. It gets Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and you also get connectivity options wherein you can do a lot of stuff using a smartphone. You have a 10.2-inch instrument cluster. It's a fully digital instrument cluster, gives you loads of information. You can customize the information and the display according to your preference. The steering wheel, again, it's nice and chunky as you would want it in a Jeep. It gets the usual controls for cruise control and the infotainment on the steering. And beyond that, if you look at it in terms of features too, the Meridian is pretty much loaded. It gets this huge panoramic sunroof, which of course Indian buyers love a lot. You have a wireless charging pad here, and you've got also the Type-C and a normal USB charging sockets. The climate controls in the lower part here. And if you look at the convenience, the practical storage space, there is a lot of it around in the cabin, and that means you can store a lot of small knickknacks all around the cabin. Once you get into the middle row of the Meridian, again, I think it's a comfortable place to be in. What I really like about these seats is the fact that on both ends, you've got very good, nice cushioning and good under-thigh support. So that means that even on long journeys, you'll find yourselves to be comfortable. The cushioning is again pretty much spot on. And the slight bit of concern here, however, is the headroom. Now, I'm 5 feet 8 inches for your reference, and well, I have decent amount of headroom. But if you are someone who's 6 feet or taller, well, in that case, headroom could be a bit of an issue. In terms of legroom and knee room, well, I've got decent amount of knee room here to spare, and I can easily slide my feet under the driver's seat, get myself a comfortable seating position, and if required, I can also recline the seat. So this is something you can recline, and this is the max angle that you can get. Now, overall, yes, from a family perspective, I think it's a comfortable seat. It's a comfortable row to be in. The concern I have here is that this seat, this entire row is fixed. It's not movable. So you cannot push it forward or backward. And even in terms of height adjustment, there's nothing you can do. So that is something that, in my opinion, is an area of improvement. And if that is done, well, it will just make life easier for everyone in the second row as well as the third row. Talking of which, let's find out how the third row is. Now, one of the most important things for any car in terms of accessibility to second row and third row is the ease of getting in and out, and that's where the 80-degree opening angle of the doors for the Meridian help. Now, after that, we also need to check the accessibility to the third row, and it's a one-touch operation, so fairly simple in that. In terms of space also, well, I don't think it's difficult access and pretty easy and sorted. Now, as far as space is concerned, well, now you can see I am in a seating position in the last row, and well, like I said earlier, the lack of the middle row being able to move, well, that's, I think, a bit of a problem, because right now I've got my feet, I've got my legs really arched up, I've got my knees hitting against the seat, and well, I have no under thigh support. It's not a seat I would want to be in for more than maybe 30-45 minutes. And but then again, look at it this way, the Meridian is not an MPV. It's not meant for people who are looking at the sole purpose of carrying 7 people. It's an adventure vehicle which can carry 7 people if required. For that purpose, I think if someone has to be in the seat for about an hour or so, it's fine. The seat itself, well, it's got good cushioning, and well, beyond that, there's not much. Decent headroom, I would say, but again, I'm 5 feet 8 inches. If you're any taller, there will be a bit of a bother with this headroom. So yes, the third row is usable to a limited extent. So clearly the Meridian is a very capable vehicle on off-road conditions, and the best part about it is that it makes everything very easy. Now, I, despite being no expert in off-road driving, found all of this to be very easy, and despite some of the off-road shots that you can see, there were some steep inclines as well as some almost nearly vertical drops, and I was able to do them all with ease. So if you're looking for an adventure SUV, if you're looking for a vehicle that can take you around on the road in style and comfort, but at the same time give you the capability to explore new terrains, well, the Meridian perfectly fits the bill. Coming back to on-road performance, well, it is a refined vehicle. The engine, the overall powertrain is a refined unit, works well. You can easily get up to highway speeds, higher triple-digit speeds, and like I said earlier, the only bit of an issue here is that you need to work up the engine. You need to make it work. There's a bit of effort you need to put in, and then you will be able to extract some speed. So yes, it can go fast, but it's not effortlessly fast. But beyond that, like I said, off-road, it's a great vehicle. On-road, it offers good performance, and it is definitely sophisticated and a good vehicle to drive. In terms of ride quality, the Meridian offers a good experience. The suspension does a good job of soaking in bumps and tackling all the kind of surface undulations you might come across, and as a result you get a comfortable ride quality. Even at high speeds on the highway, the vehicle is stable and there is no issue in terms of braking. The brakes do a good job of bringing the entire mass to a quick stop, and the steering also gives you a decent amount of feedback, which lets you be confident about the vehicle's capabilities. So ladies and gentlemen, we have put the Meridian through a detailed test. We have driven it extensively on the road, and as you've seen through the video, we have driven it through the off-road location as well, and that too a grueling off-road test. And in the end, it's time now to tell you what the Meridian is all about and is it good enough to make a space for itself in this segment. Now, as far as the design is concerned, it is a handsome looking SUV. It's got a good cabin, it looks plush, it is also comfortable. The third row is usable to a limited extent and it has got very good off-road capability. The one missing link right now is the prices, because this hasn't been launched yet, but the prices will be announced soon. And if Jeep can price this competitively, the Meridian has a very good chance of making it into the segment in a large manner. It has everything that's needed. It has all the right ingredients that a buyer in the Indian market in the D segment SUV wants. All that Jeep needs to do is price it competitively, and if that happens, I'm sure just like the Compass, the Meridian is going to be yet another winner for the company.